The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Jago Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. Cuba reels from tropical storm Idalia as it made landfall over the island nation on Monday. Cubans rushed to evacuate coastal towns as the storm brought murky flood waters. In some fishing villages, people had to make do with beaten-down buses to carry women and children to higher ground. In capital Havana, only light winds were reported. The Spanish island of Majorca in the Balearic region, in the Balearic Islands, was also hit by strong winds and heavy rains. The inclement weather has delayed flights and prompted authorities to raise alerts. And hundreds of residents were evacuated in eastern China as heavy rains trigger floods and landslides. A city in Hubei province has since issued its most severe weather warning. China has been gripped by weeks of rains and floods amid an unusually wet summer. Last July, Typhoon Doksuri even caused record rains in the country in over a decade. At least 13 people were reported dead after heavy rains triggered mudslides in Tajikistan. Footage posted online by the country's emergency committee showed cars along flooded mountain roads. Paved paths were also damaged by mudslides and large rocks. Authorities warned that many of its mountainous areas remain dangerous as rains continue to pour. A magnitude 7.1 quake rocked the sea of Bali in Indonesia earlier today. The quake's epicenter was at some 203 kilometers north of Mataram, Indonesia, at 516 kilometers below the Earth's surface. It struck at around 4 in the morning, followed by two more earthquakes of magnitude 6.1 and 6.5. Authorities maintained, however, that there is no threat of a tsunami and that the quake isn't destructive since it was so deep. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. 2 people are dead following a helicopter crash in Florida. The helicopter crashed into an apartment complex in Pompano Beach on Monday. One of the fatalities is a firefighter, while the other is a woman who was on the ground when the accident occurred. It also left 4 other people injured, 2 crew members and 2 civilians. The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board are set to conduct investigations. Over in the United Kingdom, flights were delayed or cancelled on Monday. Britain's National Air Traffic Service had to restrict the flow of aircraft due to a technical problem. Its automatic processing of flight plans malfunctioned, requiring them to be handled manually. Authorities said it was already fixed on Monday afternoon, but it will take some time for flights to return to normal. An investigation is set to be launched into the incident. France will ban children from wearing the abaya in state-run schools. The education minister announced the ban on the loose-fitting, full-length robes worn by some Muslim women ahead of the back-to-school season. France has enforced a strict ban on religious signs in state schools since 19th century laws removed any traditional Catholic influence from public education. It has since struggled to update guidelines to deal with a growing Muslim minority. The ban drew mixed reactions in Paris, with some applauding the decision, while others criticized the move.
It is a long dress that's quite loose. I mean, it has long sleeves, but really, it's normal clothing. It has no distinct religious symbol. It's like wearing a flower-printed dress. I wouldn't tell you. You're wearing that dress, you can't be here.
It's not because something is banned that the ban will be respected. We've seen young women who prefer being expelled from school rather than remove their headscarves. So this only strengthens their determination, and they will feel the desire to keep wearing them in the spirit of resistance.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.